Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another review of Box Office Bust Month. Yeah, I haven't done a video for a while. I just did a couple of live streams. We're back to business as usual. This is a bad Disney movie. Don't worry, I already reviewed Wish. That was just okay. This one's bad. This is one of the worst I've seen, live action wise. That is. It's a 1967 American musical. I put that in quotation marks, starring Fred MacMurray, based on a true story. Yeah, right. A Philadelphia millionaire and Anthony Drexel Biddle. The film features music by the Sherman Brothers, was nominated for an Oscar for the costume design, is good, but that's one of the few good things in the movie. I'll get to that. The screenplay by A.J. Carruthers was adapted from the play based on the book My Philadelphia Father by Cordelia Drexel Biddle. Walt Disney acquired the rights to the play in the early 1960s. The film, this is what pisses me off more than just the film. This was the last live-action musical film that Disney produced before he died. This was a bad way to go out because I loved Walt Disney's work, and the fact that this movie nearly killed him, it pisses me off. And that is The Happiest Millionaire. Well, let me tell you, I was not happy watching this movie. I had such a rage. You know how long this movie is? It's not an hour and a half. That would have been merciful. Not an hour and 45 minutes. Not even 2 hours. This film is 2 hours and 44 minutes. Oh my freaking god. This movie it pissed me off so much that it's bad enough when a musical is long. But when it's this long, I felt like I was watching it for 3 hours and it was painful. There is a shorter cut that came out. The general release was an hour and 58 minutes, but that's because they cut a lot of subplots out. The director's cut's actually an hour and 2 hours and 52 minutes. I'm like, this movie's just too damn long, guys. You didn't need a movie to be this long. There's an opening music that's 3 minutes. You have an intermission that's 3 minutes, and you have an end music. Why would you put that in a feature film? This isn't a Broadway musical, guys. You don't need to make it that long. The movie cost $5 million and made $5 million in its box office, but it didn't make a profit. You could see why. Because when Disney died, people were just not interested in seeing the movie, and it's so padded out. The plot, if you can say that, it's autumn of 1916. That's almost 200 years ago, or 110 years ago. Irish immigrant John Lawless, played by Tommy Steele, he's a British actor with big teeth, because we didn't have enough of that in the 60s, has applied for a butler position with eccentric Philadelphia millionaire Anthony Drexel, Fred MacMurray. Even though the family's a bit strange, Lawless soon learns that he is fit right and Mr. Biddle takes a liking to him, blah blah blah. Yeah, and the thing is that, there's so much padding in this movie. You have a subplot with the father, that he goes to this religious camp with these boys. It's not needed, because that's never mentioned again at the end of the movie. They have these stupid sweaters. Yeah, it didn't do it for me. They have alligators in the conservatory. He has a beautiful daughter, who's one of the few bright spots of the movie, played by Leslie Ann Warren. A wife, Greer Garson, a legendary actress. You got their two sons, Tony and Livingston. Yeah, and then there's just the movie just has the pacing of a snail. It's almost 3 hours because there's so many songs in the movie, and there's nothing in the movie that they added that could have been better. The good things: Leslie Ann Warren. This is one of her first feature films. She's beautiful, young, and she still acts to this day. So good for her, and she's just graceful as Cordelia Cordy Drexel. She's just so vibrant, and as a heterosexual man, she's one of the saving graces of this film. I like the costume design. It's very pretty colors. They're vibrant. They're beautiful to look at, and they're nice dresses. So it is a visual experience. Visually, this movie's not the problem. And also, some of the songs were not painful, but there's two that pissed me off that I'll get to. Yeah, but like I said, that's the end of the positives. I don't think the songs were that memorable, and the film is forgettable. Like it really is way too long, guys. If you see this on Disney Plus, skip it. Go see Frozen. Go see The Little Mermaid, the original. Go see The Lion King. Hell, even see Mary Poppins. That's what this movie's trying to be, and it's not. It fails. Yeah, it says they panned the film. The whole picture is vulgar. It's an over-decorated, over-fluffed, over-sentimentalized endeavor to pretend the lace curtain millionaires are or were as bit as folky as the old prize fighters. and the Irish brawlers in the saloon. No, and it's filled with stereotypes. There's no diversity in this movie, Josh. If you're looking for black people, you're not going to find it here, because this is 1916 in a film made in the 60s. So you're not going to find anybody black, Asian, or Hispanic in this movie. It's completely white. It's boring. It gets old after the first hour of the movie. And it's just like, there's this song. I hate it. Where's the soundtrack? Does it say the soundtrack here? Music. Yeah, the Virtuosity, that song was okay. What's wrong with that? They sing it twice. That I'll Always Be Irish, that's an okay. I'm not kidding. This is a song in the movie called Bye Yum Yum Pum Pum. What are you, a Christmas song? What are you, Parumpa Pum Pum? That's stupid. That's not. I don't even know what that means. And the one song I hated in this movie, I wish I could play it, but Disney will hound me forever. It's the freaking Detroit song. Good God, Detroit, 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 Detroit. I swear, this guy says Detroit 12 times in the freaking song. 12 times, guys. Even Let It Go doesn't say it that much. God, this song freaking pissed me off. It's the 10th song in the movie, and there's 16 songs. I'm like, how much padding can you put in a freaking musical? Tell me. And it's sang by a guy I don't even like. John Davison, I never liked this actor. The last thing he did was Edward Scissorhands in the 90s. I hate this actor singing. I just can't stand it. It just got on my nerves. It's one of the worst songs I've ever heard in a Disney movie. And the film doesn't feel Disney. It feels like a Disney an afterthought. I hated this song so much, man. If you hear it on YouTube, give it a thumbs down. It's one of the worst Disney songs I've ever heard, because it makes Shining from Moana sound reason. That's a music that you can listen to. That's playable compared to this. Oh my God, this song just pissed me off. And the romance I didn't even care about, because I wasn't invested in his character. What was his name? He's very bland in the movie. You have Geraldine Page. She's Sarah Pearson, Angier's mother. She's fine. I mean, she was a good Disney villain in the 70s in The Rescuers. Here, she's barely in it. Davidson is Angier Buchanan Duke. Yeah, I couldn't stand this character. And there's a bar scene in the movie as well that's 5 minutes too long. It could have been 2 minutes. You didn't need to be in the bar that long. And Disney would never have drinking in a kid's movie now. It was, let's have a drink on it. This should have been 2 minutes. You didn't need to be in the bar for 20 minutes. That's what. The song is like 5 minutes, and the rest of the bar scene is 15 minutes. And there's a fight scene I don't care about. The songs are just so forgettable, man. They really are. And that song, Detroit, I wanted to burn it with fire. And I'm glad this movie flopped. I'm glad this was not a major hit. Mary Poppins Returns made more money than this, and that's not good either. But yeah, like I said, it says they compared it to Mary Poppins. There's no such unity of interest and identification in The Happiest Millionaire. If there's nothing really about anybody to root against, except maybe Geraldine Page as the tart-tongued Mrs. Duke, there are too many people to root for. There's too many characters in this movie. You're not Suicide Squad. You don't need to have 35 characters in this movie. Spider-Verse was longer than this. Well, actually it's shorter, but that movie had too many characters. Let me root for like 5 characters. You don't need 30. Guys, you're not Infinity War. Sorry. That movie did individual plots leading up to a final battle that they lose. That was something epic. This is just boring. And it's just too long. It's too long because there's so many subplots. Yeah, it says when Walt Disney died December 15, 1966, the film's first cut had been completed. That's what pisses me off. You killed Disney with this freaking movie. That disease he had, and this movie put him out of his misery, and that's sad. It just pisses me off. For the general audiences, the reason why the movie flopped is because it was an hour and 58 minutes, which should have been the one that was on Disney Plus. Because that version is longer, and it doesn't need to be that long. Even an hour and 58, I would have thought it was a bit long. But 2 hours and 40 minutes is too long. That works for a Broadway show because you have an intermission in the middle, and you have a break. Here, I was like, oh my God, just end already, please. Detroit. I'm like, yeah, you. The people that wrote that song are gone now, so I'm not gonna miss that song. Definitely not. It just eked me. By the time I got to that song, I was already checked out. I'm like, I hate this song. Why are you saying Detroit 15 times? You don't need to say it that much, guys. You could say it like twice. And it's a crappy city to be in. Have you ever seen Detroit now in 2024? It's a crap hole. It's awful. I always skip it. When last time I went to Michigan, I was in a I went to an airport there and it looked a lot better than Detroit. I'm like, I just hate that city so much. And I'm not going to see Detroit this year, Josh. I know Caitlin's in it, but I'm going to skip that one at least until next year because I hate that sound of that name. And just, it pisses me off so much because that stupid song. And it's just dull. If you see Mary Poppins, you've seen a better film. If you seen, I'd rather see My Fair Lady. As much as that movie will bore me, at least there's not songs like this, and Disney didn't work on that. And that got a ton of Oscar nominations. This only got one for the costume design. That's the only thing in the movie I liked, that was Oscar worthy. Everything else, you could have skipped it. This would have worked better as a play and not as a movie. It's padded. It's lame. It's so freaking slow. And if you hate period pieces, you're going to be bored to death. It's like an episode of Bridgerton if it was 3 hours. And that's not what I wanted to see. And it's just ridiculous and just, oh, God, I hated this movie. And again, guys, if you hear that song in Detroit on YouTube, give it a thumbs down. That Disney deserved a better outing than this. This was just an embarrassment to his legacy. And this is worse than Wish because Wish was only 90 minutes. With the end credits, it was not 2.5 hours, and I can't stand it. But anyway, don't watch this movie. Even if you see the shorter cut, it's not worth your time. Go see a better movie that's almost 3 hours, like Endgame. That's a better movie than this, and that movie's 2 hours and 49 minutes. I never felt the running time because I was invested in everything that was going on. Nearly here, after the hour, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm checked out. This is just padding on screen. Thankfully, I never have to watch it again. If I want to see Leslie Ann Warren, I'll see Clue or any other thing that she did there with her gorgeous ass. Here, you can skip it. You can see pictures on Google and get it out of your system because it's not worth the almost 3 hours of pain. Trust me. This deserved to flop. I'm glad it was forgotten through time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Acknowledge me and avoid The Happiest Millionaire. You will be pissed off after you see it. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.